Hello, everyone. This is TurkishSoccer.com's Turkish Football Podcast. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut, and on the line with me again, the Galatasaray fan, Jim Bohm, Brad. Brad, welcome to another edition of Turkish Football Podcast. And how are you doing?
Thank you, my friend. I'm doing very well.
That's good.
How,
You know what's
how
going
are
to
you?
happen this weekend.
Yes. We have yet another Istanbul derby.
That's right. And I think this has got to be not only for Galatasaray side, as you know, it's very busy March for Galatasaray after they play their both of the teams. They play their the Turkish Cup matches, and Galatasaray will have a very busy the first 15 days in the March, and the Derby match is coming up this Saturday, and it will be in the Besiktas house. Now we're going to talk about your team, and we're going to talk about Besiktas. This is a very crucial match for Galatasaray, also Besiktas, because Besiktas has been winning their back-to-back their third match in the Turkish Super League, and they just won their fourth match today in the Turkish Cup, and they're in the quarterfinals along with Trabzonspor and Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. Last two teams will know tomorrow. As you know, the Turkish Cup match, group matches started on Tuesday, will end tomorrow on Thursday. So pretty much we're going to talk about the Derby match, and then the biggest match for Galatasaray will be happening on Tuesday on March 10th in Istanbul. Let's talk about Derby match first on Saturday, and it is very important for Galatasaray and Besiktas. And what do you think? As you know, that Icardi did not travel with the team to Turkish Cup match to Alanya. Now, there's some things cooking inside this team, but Okan Buruk said they're in the quarterfinal, they're in the top round 16 in the Champions League, and they're the first team in the Turkish Super League, which I agree. But I want to talk about a little bit what happened after having uh, historical win against Juventus in Istanbul and no show for 90 minutes in Italy against Juventus. Luckily, the hard-working man, Osman, turned the thing around in the overtime, extended time, and Barış Alper scored a second goal. And I did not like what Galatasaray looked in that match. Even though after that, they played a league match, they won. But again, in the first half of part last weekend's match, Galatasaray somehow it's not clicking. That is one of the reasons why Osman has to come help the midfield and defense. We're I'm questioning the style and system of the play, and that is why I think Osman is not comfortable because he's not getting the balls. What do you think?
So I did not like Okan's plan for that game. The plan looked to me like we want to try to protect a three-goal lead. And I said this on my show beforehand. I said if we don't go out and play our attacking style of high-press football, Bob, if you recruit your players, you transfer your players for this high-press system, then you ask them to go out and keep the ball in the midfield. That's not how the team is set up. That's exactly what they did. They tried to play keep away. We didn't attack. You saw even when we got the ball and went forward, only two or three players would push up.
Right.
Normally, what do you see? You see the entire midfield push up, the backs push up. Everyone pushes up. We weren't doing it. We were doing it. We were staying back. And so that looked like just a bad plan for me. That looked like, and I get it. Okan has had one criticism. He's not successful in Europe.
Right.
And I think he played not to lose the lead instead of playing to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look on the team, none of our Turks have ever gotten this far. Osimhen has had experience when he was in Italy. Lang had some experience. And Osimhen knew we needed to be attacking. He knew it.
Right.
Because he's been in the situation. But the game plan wouldn't let them do it. That's why he was frustrated. That's why after he scored, he didn't celebrate because he was almost like, I told you this was going to happen. You wouldn't listen to me. I told you this was going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, watching the whole that 90 minutes, Juventus scoring the first goal, second goal, and the third goal came in, and I seen Okan Buruk's face on the sideline. I mean, you could see he was worried then, but why not take the precautions before that third goal? And that's why I think what happened there, even not only Osman, a lot of the players were not happy how they played, and my thinking, I think the players going into this match, wow, we won 5-2. There's no way they're going to come and catch us. But that's the attitude that most of the players went into this match, and it was a disaster. Luckily, I know yourself, I know my son, and a lot of Galatasaray fans. They were eating their nails
Well,
towards the end of the 90 minutes.
so those players all have telephones just like we do.
Right.
As fans, we were all flying high after the 5-2 win. You could not tell us we weren't great. You couldn't bring us down. I don't think any of those players paid for a meal or a beer that week.
Right.
So they were reading the same things we were. They were watching the same things we were. I think these phones hurt the players, just like when things are going really bad, they make them seem worse.
Yeah,
When they're going really good, they make them seem even better.
better.
And I think that's what happened.
Yeah. Well, luckily they made round 16. That's congratulations to Galatasaray anyway. But I think they were a little bit lucky to get to the round 16, as I said on my last podcast. But the thing is, right now, the next opponent is Liverpool. We're going to talk about that after we talk about derby match. Saturday, Galatasaray comes to Besiktas Stadium. The 12th man in Besiktas Stadium is just like when Galatasaray plays at home. They're equally, maybe Galatasaray fans might be a little louder, but I think this time Besiktas fans is going to be very loud the whole 90 minutes. Now, Besiktas did not look good at all in the first half of the season after getting a couple of good defenders on the team and this young striker from South Korea, HGO, is making a
You
difference. And I like the Murillo from the left, right wing, actually right fullback coming to a right wing and scoring goals. Agbadu is pretty good. And those three, and Göztepe player, the Leighton, and those four players is making a huge difference for Besiktas. Now, Besiktas with 46 points in fourth place. Besiktas pretty much in the race for third place right now with between Trabzonspor who has 51 points. And in case of Galatasaray thinking about the Liverpool match on Tuesday, and if Besiktas wins this match or a tie, the gap on top between Fenerbahce and Galatasaray is 4 points. And somehow, if the gap will drop down to either 2 points or 3 points, and what mind of Okan Buruk will come to Besiktas Stadium to win this match against Besiktas?
All right, so two things. I'm on record saying this match shouldn't even be played.
Right.
England played all their matches yesterday.
Right.
So Liverpool's going to get 4 extra days off that we won't. France, they moved PSG's game this weekend to give them the best chance. Why the TFF doesn't want to support the one team they have in the Champions League and give them the best chance to win is beyond me. But I can't change that. Galatasaray is one of
they gave them the 27th week Göztepe match off.
well,
I guess.
they,
But the thing is, I agree. This
they had
important
to they had to give them that match off because the return leg is on the same day.
on the same day. You're right. I mean, Galatasaray representing Turkey in the Champions League. TFF should have done something with this game instead of playing on Saturday. Maybe change the date on it. You agree?
But that being said, we know that the TFF is not a fan of us right now. We're playing the game, and Galatasaray is one of 5 teams in Europe that has a chance at a treble in their country, their cup, their domestic league, and the Champions League.
Correct.
So I see no other reason why Galatasaray will not go into this game to win, mainly because in the cup game on Tuesday, 7 starters didn't play.
Right.
Like you said, Icardi didn't travel, Osimhen didn't travel, Shalai didn't travel, Lucas Torreira didn't travel, Lamina didn't travel. And so 7 of our starters from Juventus were not even in Alanya.
Right.
And so they're rested for this game. I see no reason why he's not going into this game to win it. Okan has a great record in derbies.
Right.
Really great. His best record's against Fenerbahce, but his Besiktas record is good as well. So I don't see any reason why he's not going to go in and try to, like I said, get 3 points.
Right. But the thing, on the other hand, Sergen Yalçın is no stranger to derby matches. And Sergen Yalçın, now he has the team that he likes. And with this happening, you'd think, playing at home with 12 man. And I think most likely this match, I think, will end in a tie. But it depends on how Osman will play. If Galatasaray wingers will deliver, if they deliver the ball to Osman instead of him running around in the midfield and defense, that's not going to make Galatasaray win this match. And again, Galatasaray, Barış Alper Yılmaz, very good. He's a very good sprinter. The only problem he has with last touches, but I think the new transfers for Galatasaray also looking good. Even though we saw that in the Turkish Cup matches, so that Naga, you call it, the young, bright 18-year-old one.
Yes.
He looks good. We might even see him on the second half for Galatasaray. But overall, I think this derby match pretty much will be decided for Besiktas if they want to chase Trabzonspor in the third place. That is one only reason I don't think Besiktas has a chance to grab, unless Fenerbahce keeps losing points like they did in the last 2 matches, because they lost 4 golden points against the relegation zone teams. That is the difference. So
I was rooting for Fenerbahce to stay in the cup because They're going through what Galatasaray went through last October
Right.
when we had so many injuries. They have no striker that's healthy.
Right.
They're losing players every game they play. So the more games they play, the better for Galatasaray.
They did look good today in the Turkish Cup game. I'll agree, but Gaziantep made a lot of mistakes.
Right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to TurkishSoccer.com's Turkish Football Podcast. We're talking to CIM BOM BRAD, American Galatasaray fan. He's in Tennessee. Good old
That's
Tennessee.
correct.
What's the temperature over there, Brad?
It is 81 degrees, Bob.
Wow. Finally, we got a little good weather in Boston today. It's only about 50 today, but a lot of snow on the ground. Now, Tuesday, March 10th, biggest match for Galatasaray and Galatasaray fans. It will be happening in Istanbul. I'm sure 55,000 people will be attending that match Tuesday night. And Galatasaray beat them first earlier in the season. Could they do it against Liverpool? Liverpool just lost to the last team in the EPL. I saw the match. They did not look good, but this is a Champions League match. What do you think will happen in the first match?
So that was, I think, the 9th time Liverpool has given up a goal in the last minutes of the game to lose. They've lost a record amount of games in the EPL with a goal being scored that late. So it shows a lack of concentration for Liverpool. That's been their problem this season. You just don't know which Liverpool you're going to get.
Right.
So if we get the type of Liverpool we saw against Wolverhampton, we'll beat them by 2 goals.
Yeah, you saw the whole game, right? I mean,
yes. It all. And again, you were talking about Barish. If we get the Barish that played in the first half of the game yesterday, the Barish who played in the first Juventus game, if you get that Barish and Noah Lang executes, Torreira is healthy. One of the biggest things I think has happened this week is Abdul Karim has taken 2 consecutive games off for the first time in his career.
Mm-hmm.
So he's actually going to be rested for the game Saturday, and that means he'll feel good on Tuesday as well. So being at home, the way that we press and the way Liverpool has a problem breaking down a defense because they just don't have a true striker anymore. Salah just isn't the player that he was.
Right.
That I see no reason why we cannot beat them at home, and something that I said when we got the draw.
Yeah.
Turkish players, I'm going to be brutally honest. Turkish players, when they're playing a subpar opponent that they perceive is subpar, they seem not to execute at a high level. I was afraid if Galatasaray got Tottenham, that they would hear the media reports that they were favored, that they should win, and we would go out and lay an egg.
Right.
The fact that we got Liverpool means we're going to have a highly focused coaching staff and highly focused players going into that game, which I think is crucial for not just us, but anybody.
Now, Galatasaray has very good players that played in the Champions League and also made a name for themselves. But lately, we see them on the bench. İlkay Gündoğan. And Sané, I just saw him on Tuesday when he played in the Turkish Cup match. I think against Liverpool, you need a player like Sané. I know Noah Lang is very fresh leg or young, but seeing him in the Turkish Cup match, he's not the one that we saw first couple matches when he came to Galatasaray. I think Sané, he plays the football with his mind. He runs when he needs to run, and he looks at the wider side of the pitch. And as you've probably seen it in the Turkish Cup match, and he made a big difference.
Well, if Sané had not gotten injured, I think he would have started the first game against Juventus. But he picked up an injury in the league, so Barish started that game, and he played so great that Okan would have been a fool to have not started Barish in the second game.
Right, but I think right now, being this match against Liverpool at home, don't be surprised if you see İlkay Gündoğan and Sané along with Osman, Barış Alper, and even he might put Lang in there somehow. But I think you need experienced players playing against and smart players against Liverpool.
Well, if you remember, Gündoğan started the Liverpool game back in September.
Right. So I think we probably will see him against Liverpool. I don't know. I'm just thinking having that kind of experience playing in the Champions League with Manchester City, we might see him playing against Liverpool. The second leg match will be happening on March, I believe, 18th on Wednesday this time, not Tuesday. So let's hope that Galatasaray scores a couple of goals at home on Tuesday, March 10th, and at least it will be a very good thing to go to England to in the second leg match. And I myself think Galatasaray has a pretty good chance winning this match in Istanbul. But I don't know about the England match because that Liverpool fans could be rowdy too. So the 12th man will make a huge difference in the both matches. First in Istanbul, Galatasaray fans, and the second match will be totally different. And Brad,
hey, 3 years ago we went to Manchester United and beat them up there. So
there you go.
We can go to England and win.
Yeah,
They've done it before.
It's been a while that Galatasaray did not make it to round 16. It's been 12 years.
Oh yeah.
Let's hope that this time they will probably go further than this and eliminate Liverpool. Brad, thank you very much, and I'll be talking to you again. And good luck to Galatasaray. Good luck to you. Good luck to your show, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to listen to Brad's broadcast on YouTube, podcast on any of the your favorite apps, you could do that after every Galatasaray match with his partner Sakan. And this is TurkishSoccer.com's Turkish Football Podcast. My name's Ahmet Bob Turgut. Thanks for listening.